Hi, everybody. Tim, right?
Yes.
As Tim mentioned, I'm the Vice President of Exploration and Resource Development. I appreciate you attending. We're relatively new to, this event and the Red Cloud organization, so I am going to be telling you about the company as well as, our projects. So, usual cautionary note, and this will be a cautionary note about our mineral resources that I'll be talking about. If you want to read the background information, this presentation is on our website. So a little about me. I've been in this business actually almost 20 years, and I'm surprised I actually don't know a lot of people here. I have spent my career developing resources, essentially. So I worked with Peregrine Diamonds and our current CEO, Tom Peregudoff, 10 years ago, and we developed the Chidliak diamond resource to a point where De Beers Canada took us over in a friendly takeover in 2018. And then since that time, I worked for High Power Exploration, which was a private venture of Robert Friedland's, and now it's public. So when I left last July, we were Ivanhoe Electric. And I spent my time there working on porphyry copper resources and CRD, gold, and silver deposits. So Tom and I joined up again in July last year to form Apollo Silver. And our team is very experienced in many different facets. So our founder and board chair is Andy Bowering. He's had 35 years capital markets experience. Did well selling Millennial Lithium. He's the board chair and founder of Prime Mining, American Lithium, who we actually share an office with. Tom, I mentioned, our president and CEO, 30 years in the game also as well. He, in addition to being CEO of Peregrine prior to this, he was 18 years with BHP. And when he left, he was vice president of early stage exploration globally. And we have an experienced board with work in the U.S. So Colette Brown-Rodriguez, for example, she's 20 years permitting, environmental, and tribal relations. She was previously with South 32, and she's now with solar company Avantis. Jocelyn Thompson is a recently retired lawyer who was 40 years of permitting and environmental legal work in California. So we have a strong team who've done a lot of work for a lot of big companies and have had success in mergers and acquisitions. So we hope to do the same here and advance our Calico project, which I'll be talking about today. So why invest in Apollo? We do operate in a stable jurisdiction, and yes, I will be talking about California and telling you where we are is a good place to work. We've recently declared a 166 million ounce silver mineral resource that has a quick turnaround, we think, to advance the project. We have a strong balance sheet. We have almost $11 million in the bank in working capital and no debt. And we feel that Apollo presents a near-term re-rating opportunity. So like a lot of companies here, our share price is quite low. So we feel once we upgrade our resource to measured and indicated, it presents a good opportunity to invest in silver. So I did talk a little bit about the folk who run the company, run the board. There's a picture there. We had the board do a site visit at our project in San Bernardino just 2 weeks ago. So values that drive how we operate, ESG, of course, is a big topic, but we work in a way that past successes have taught us we should work. So even though it is a little anomalous in, say, California, to reach out to your tribal organization prior to what is required, that's what we did. As soon as we got on the ground, we start our stakeholder engagement, our community engagement, our tribal engagement activities. We have gender equality in the management level and 40% females when you include the board. We've worked hard also to focus on water conservation. We are in the desert, and dust mitigation. That's important to community members. And so all of this is going to feed into our maiden ESG report, which we hope to publish in December 2022. So these are just the way we've decided to work our project, even though we're new into the community and it's relatively early stage. And so we formed the company in July 2021, and Andy and Tom did, and I came on soon after, and raised $53 million. And part of that went to purchase the Calico Silver Project, which is comprised of the Waterloo property that we purchased outright from Pan American, and the Langtree property, which we have an option to earn 100% on from 2 other vendors. And so once we acquired those, right away we started developing our governance, environmental policies, like I said, reaching out to stakeholders, and concurrently working on our technical program. So as part of acquiring the projects, we acquired 42,000 meters of drill data, 40 years of geological, metallurgical, and geophysical data. And so in that short time period, 4 or 5 months, we audited, cataloged the data, and declared a mineral resource in February. And by, I think it was, yeah, in the same period, we permitted our drill program. And I'll get to that. But basically, we are near finishing our 2022 drill program. It's a 10,000 meter RC program. And we're near finished our metallurgical test program. So these were all the things we've accomplished in a short time. And I'll fill you in on the results, but also then what you can expect from us in the next year. So I'm not going to take you through this in detail. But in short, we have, as I mentioned, almost $11 million working capital, no debt. We have strong institutional shareholder support, so about 26% owned by groups such as Jupiter and Sprott. And we have great analyst coverage, and their target price for Apollo is $1. So we are focused on silver, and right now our projects are in the US. So I will be talking mostly about our Calico Silver Project in California, which I mentioned hosts our 166 million ounce inferred mineral resource. We also have a project in Arizona. It is more early stage. It's a historic mining district. There's 3 4-kilometer long silver mineralized veins there. We have done the work, the desktop work, to compile the historic information. We've done surface mapping this year. So we're working to come up with some drill targets there, concurrently with advancing our California project, which I mentioned will be the primary focus of the talk. So California has a bad rap for mining, and it's a little misplaced because it is really important where in California you choose to operate. So we engaged early on with the San Bernardino County Board of Supervisors, so the government of the county essentially, the parks, because we are 1 mile from a historic ghost mining park that's run by the county, and the land use office. And the county supports mining, and the numbers prove that. So this county has permitted more than 60 billion in mineral reserves in the last 15 years. There's 89 operating mines, and they range from iron, gold, rare earths, aggregates, and limestones. You can see on the map some major operations. So Mountain Pass's rare earth element mine is in the county. Equinox Gold's Castle Mountain is also in the county. This is Mitsubishi's Cushenberry limestone quarry, and this is Searles Lake lithium brines. So there's lots happening in this county. Also in the last 15 years, no mining permit application taken to the State Mining Geology Board for approval has been denied in San Bernardino. So based on our communications with the county leadership and their track record, we're confident that if you're going to operate in California, yes, you're going to have high ESG standards to abide by, but this is the right county to be in. And so this is just a map showing our land tenure, and the outline in oranges are the outlines of the mineral resources. So our project is, like I mentioned, comprised of the Langtree and Waterloo properties, and those are a combination of private lands and federal BLM lands. The BLM lands are open to mineral entry, and there's no monuments or national parks encroaching on our land. We have great infrastructure in the area, so we are 15 kilometers from the city of Barstow, and Barstow hosts a major rail facility, and they actually just announced a $1.5 billion expansion to create an intermodal facility. Powers within 5 kilometers. There's actually a large new solar facility within 4 kilometers as well that plans to sell commercial electric power. Our project is accessible by paved road, and then both projects have extensive pre-existing roads from historic mining and exploration activity, which was undertaken by Pan American, ASARCO, and Superior Oil from the 1970s onward. So we can do a lot of work here without creating further land disturbance, and that has expedited our permitting. One key point also is that both these properties have what's called vested mining rights. And so it was a long process, but legally we've established with the county that mining is an acceptable use of this land. And so what that means is it precludes us from acquiring certain land use permits. So it does not mean we do not have to do our reclamation plan and all our environmental responsibilities and bonding. Of course we have to do that. It just means that the county knows this land can be mined. And also to our advantage is ASARCO actually acquired a permit to mine the Waterloo project in 1981. And that was valid for 24 years. So yes, it's now expired, but we're hoping that when we go to permit this project, we can advance it as a kind of a restart. I mean, it's got a history of permitted activities already, so that works in our favor. So I'm not going to focus a lot on the geology because we're just, we're spending a lot of our effort to advance our resource. We know a lot about the geology. If you want to know more, you can reach out to me. I will, of course, there's lots on the website. Basically, the deposits are oxidized, silver, disseminated deposits in silicified sandstones and siltstones. The silver was deposited as part of a low temperature hot spring in a lake bottom in wet sediments. So because of the temperature, pH conditions at the time, it allowed those fluids to travel long distances and mineralize very large package of rock. So wrong button. This is our mineral resource block model at Waterloo, for example, and that is almost 2 kilometers long, and the same at Lime Tree. So we have 166 million ounces across the 2 deposits. It is low grade, but it's extensive, large mineralized package of rock. 89 grams per ton, our lower cutoff grade was 50 grams per ton, and 2/3 of this is at Waterloo, and so that's part of the reason Waterloo is our focus. Most of the resources there, and additionally there, it's shallow. You walk on it, and the strip ratio is 2.2 to 1. So technical progress this year beyond declaring the resource, which we did in February. I mentioned our drill program. So we started a 10,000 meter RC drill program in April. We aim to finish this month. And the goals of the program were to upgrade the confidence of the resource to measured and indicated. So complete some infill drilling, make sure we're confident that we understand the style of mineralization, the controls of mineralization, and that it's predictable and continuous. And our data from phase 1, which we took a break in the summer because it's extremely hot, of course, in the Mojave Desert. The data from phase 1 we've all released, and it is showing exactly that. So we're confident we'll achieve that goal of getting some measured and indicated in the new year. Phase 2, about 4,300 meters, like I said, we'll finish this month. And ongoing is continued historic data validation. And so a big feature of what we need to increase our confidence is not necessarily more assay data, it's we need to have a good lithological understanding of our model, robust geologic model. We'll get there. We are also trying to expand the silver mineralization, so we have intercepted 30 meters below the current MRE. I think it's 50 meters of 100 grams per ton silver. Don't quote me on that. We also have identified a gold mineralized horizon directly beneath the silver mineralized horizon. And we've expanded this to more than 750 meter strike length. Also low grade, it ranges from 0.1 to 6 grams per ton, but it's 45 meters thick and it's right at surface. So if we're gonna be mining our silver, we're gonna be mining gold. And then advancing the project, like I mentioned, our metallurgical test program's underway. We hope to finish that soon. And that'll be followed up by geotechnical geoplanning and engineering studies. So here's just a quick view of the block model. There's so much information data-wise, I can't take you through it all in this short time. But basically, this is just a good illustration showing you the predicted colors, grade range of the blocks in the block model and the matching colors in the drill holes. So I know it's simple with colors, but it's just the best way to visualize how well the infill drilling matches predicted block model grades. So that's what gives us the confidence in us being able to declare measured and indicated. And of course, we're doing all the other work, getting density measurements, updating the model kind of thing. So we have some significant, silver intercepts, 105 meters at 104 grams per ton silver from 2.5 meters depth, for example. So it's thick and it's continuous. And we hope to add not only to the silver inventory, but include gold and actually almost include barite as well in the resource update. It's a whole nother story with barite. So looking forward, I've told you what we've done, what we plan to do, finish the drill program this month, and obviously release those assay results as they come in a timely manner. We initiated groundwater monitoring this month, and we will continue doing that, and water testing. We have completed a biological resources analysis, so we'll be moving forward with probably expanding the biology surveys on the property. We've increased our marketing activities, so this is a tough market, as you all know, but it's a good time to get the story out because there's some catalysts coming our way. Metallurgical test program, so there's a significant amount of historical met work here, and we've done some preliminary new work, and we hope to get that out at the end of the year, as well as our maiden ESG report. We'll upgrade and expand and report our new resource in Q1, hopefully, and then follow that up with engineering studies, geotechnical drilling, and ideally a PEA. So, and this is just a reminder, same slide as before, but why invest in us? We operate in what we feel is a great environment. We have a lot of silver in the ground, a strong balance sheet, a great leadership team, and we really feel we provide a good investment opportunity with a lot of catalysts for near-term re-rating to move us in line with our peers. So, and that's all.
Great. Thank you very much, Cathy.